Joined now on location by Brian Zeigler, caddy for Bryson DeChambeau. Brian, thanks for taking some time out tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Excited.
man. We were just catching up. I mean, this is your third go-around, third tournament on the LIV Tour, and it
That's right.
sounds like Bryson's rolling into town kind of on Tuesday, so you have a lot of time to kind of prep for the golf course on Monday. What did you notice this week? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, with a little bit of the shorter week, a lot of the caddies are getting in on Monday, and we have like a caddy day to ourselves, which is cool. So I got in, I started walking the course at like 2 o'clock on Monday, and just kind of moseyed around, took my time, and got to some details, and then I got to walk Tuesday morning. So, at a lot of other tour events, I was, a little rushed to get in and walk and get as much as I can done in 3 or 4 hours, and now I got 6 or 7 hours to walk. So this place is gorgeous. The International up here out in West Boston it's beautiful. Narrow tree-lined golf course, undulating, really, really pretty. The bunkering's great. Just a cool golf course to look at. Has a lot of good features to it. Fazio design originally, if I'm not mistaken, and for 7,000 yards, it feels like it plays like 8,000 yards. So it's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, and it sounded like there was kind of a mix of some shorter holes in there too. So they have some teeth in some of the holes. I know they converted a couple of the par fives to par fours, but then there's kind of a variety of holes out there.
Yeah, totally. The two, they converted one into a par four and 14 into a par four.
Gotcha.
And yeah, they are meaty par fours. My guess is that if the wind stays kind of in that same quarterly direction that it's supposed to stay, that every player will have more into 14 than they'll have into any of the par fives. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, because the other par fives will play relatively downwind or just a crosswind.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a great mix, and like I'm a big Fazio fan, so I've always enjoyed what he's always done. Always had good drivable par fours, and
Yep.
there's one clearly drivable par four for everybody on the front, and then we get a little bonus. We get an extra drivable par four on number three, so that's always nice for us.
Yep.
342 to the front there. So some other guys I think will push it up there. But just like in standard Fazio fashion, if you have a 40-yard shot into those greens, like there's going to be some pins you're going to have trouble getting to, and it's great. He's one of my favorite designers. You have to play the ball into the correct portion of the green to get the ball close, but you can go on runs at Fazio golf courses because there are some bowls and some greens. So I think it's going to be a great test, and with the softer conditions, they've had a bunch of rain here throughout the end of the summer. I think we're going to be able to go low.
And it's interesting. It's the only show in town, this week. I mean, the LIV Tour has kind of overlapped with a lot of PGA Tour events, and just the way the scheduling worked out this week, it's kind of center stage. I mean, is that something that you've noticed amongst players and caddies that people are extra excited about, that it's kind of being showcased this week, or is there any read on that?
No, I mean, I think like everybody who's here, like this is our tour, and like we're proud of it, whatever week it is, whether it's going up against, any event that it's going up against. Look, I loved caddying on the PGA Tour. I loved a bunch of PGA Tour players. I still watch PGA Tour events. Like that's not going to change. I'm a golf fan, right? Like just because when I was caddying on the PGA Tour, I didn't not watch the Nationwide Tour. Like it's like, or the Corn Ferry Tour. It's like, so no, I don't feel like there's any like, oh, we can steal the show this week. I feel like we have the show every week that we play an event. So
Sure.
No, that actually didn't even cross my mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think viewership should be up, and it'll be talked about. I'm interested in the team aspect, though. I want to get into that a little bit more. How have you seen Bryson kind of embrace the captaincy of the Crushers, and then are you the de facto caddy captain, or and how's that all been going with Bryson, and then all the caddies getting together?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, Bryson loves the role, right? Like he feels like, and he said on multiple occasions, like, man, I just need to dive into this role. Like this is what I want to do. It's really cool to set up the whole team atmosphere of things. Like anybody who's around Bryson, like he likes to learn new things. He likes to be a teacher of new things. So now you put people around him that, I can learn stuff from Paul Casey or, I can help Bon out with something. Like he loves being in that environment. So I think that's really good for him, and I think it's great for the whole team. Like everybody gets to, he's an open book, and he's always been an open book with everybody who is willing to wanted to engage with him, which is awesome. And so it's been really cool. And the de facto captain, like I feel like I want to take on that role. And I was talking to Tim today, and both Tims. There's two Tims.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, I called this meeting of like everybody, so we all went and walked together.
Yep.
And I was like, "What you guys, I'm the veteran of the LIV Tour now, this being my third event, and Tim, this is your second. Tim, this is your first."
Yep. It's Nick's
but I get to steal,
too, right?
Yeah, exactly. But like, I just really just want to get all the knowledge that I can from you guys about caddying, because between them, they have, 50 some odd years, 40 some odd years of caddying, and like that's the experience that I get. And I've walked a bunch with Tim in previous events, and then it was great to walk with Annabar Lahiri's caddy, Tim, as well. Learned a bunch from him and Nick. Nick's been doing it forever, too. So it was cool to get a bunch of different perspectives. And just, hey, like, this is something cool that I really like. Like, I saw Tim, like, using colored pencils in the book today. And, like, to me, that was, like, I never even thought of it. And I've had such issues with all these different highlighters. I've gone through so many stinking highlighters trying to find ones that don't leak through. But I'm like, colored pencil, gosh, it's just so obvious. But now, so it's been great. And, like, learning a ton from those guys. And it's a lot of fun. And I love the team atmosphere.
So can you explain, I want to hear it from a caddy's mouth, can you explain the team scoring system? Okay.
Yeah.
We're starting on Friday this week. Just break it down how the team scoring goes.
Yes. So Friday, all four players will play. All four players will play every day. We'll take the two best scores. So if there's a 3 under, even par, our day one score is -6. It can't change. All the other scores are added up. Same thing happens on Saturday. Okay. Right, out of the 4 scores, 2 are kept. So if we had -6 on Friday and we got -6 on Saturday, our team score is -12.
Yep.
Now come Sunday, final round, we're taking 3 out of the 4 scores. So, whatever, -3, -3, we shot -9. Our total team score for the week is -21. So that's how it works. So you have some variation come Friday or Sunday's round, just with 3 scores counting. A lot like a college event, except they're counting 4 out of 5 in most tournaments. So it's cool. It's something different. It's really, really hard to describe the team. Like for most PGA Tour players and LIV Tour players have played college golf, right? So they get it, and they kind of go back to their roots of college golf. I didn't play college golf. It's just it's hard to describe how cool it is. It's really neat. Like you're pulling for somebody else, and I've said this in a ton of other times, like you don't really pull for other tour players per se. Like, yeah, you're happy if your buddy wins, like if you don't win, but like at the end of the day, like everybody wants to win, and we still all want to win out here. But if we're not winning the tournament, it's like, oh man, okay, well I hope, Charles Howell's playing good today too. Yeah. It's like we're looking up on leaderboards, like, yeah, we're 4 under today. I hope Charles is 3 under. I hope Paul's 4 under. Like, it's so neat. So
that's
different.
Interesting, yeah. You're normally not making those computations in, a regular event of, what everybody else is up to and how that might impact things. Do you think that the money's more on the individual side. I don't know. Do you see a model evolving where maybe the team becomes more valuable, or is there more motivation coming from the team side than the individual?
I don't think the team stuff gets more valuable, but I think that, I wouldn't say it might get more valuable as a whole, but I don't think it'll be more valuable than the individual stuff on a week-to-week basis. There might be a tournament throughout the year where like team is the main scoring, and I think what they have the opportunity to do going forward is to vary the scoring a little bit. Nick had some really cool ideas when we were walking, and Tim had some cool ideas about like some different variations that you could do on the final day. Like maybe you take 2 scores and then you do a best ball of a couple scores or whatever, or you do total holes. So there's just a lot of cool things that they can change going forward, just to evolve it, to bring some more chaos to the final day. and I think it's cool. Like you could play bad the first 2 days, but you still feel like you're a part of the team on the final day, so you still have incentive to play. Or like we played with Pat Perez in the Portland event, and like he shot 69 or 2 or 3 under on the first round, and like that score counts for the whole week.
Yep.
So like he's like, man, I did something for my team. I feel great about it. And he made the comment. He's like, nobody's ever been so happy about shooting 80 on a Sunday, which is funny, you know. And like and because we played with him in that final round, and he was 8 over through 9 holes or something. And he's like, God, he's like, I just can't finish last in this tournament. And we're like, Pat, you already contributed to your team in a massive way,
right?
So it's cool. You feel like I did something for my team.
Yeah, they've been hard to catch so far in the first 2, and I've got you guys pegged this week. I don't know what your odds are, but you're my pick. I like the Annerbahn edition, so I'm on Team Crushers this week.
Sweet.
You mentioned about like just the ins, like, hey, I have ideas. Like, it seems like it's interesting. Like, some of these teams have evolved over these first 4 weeks. You've seen little tweaks here or there. And then you guys are talking about ideas. Like, is there somebody out there that you can take your ideas to? Like, what's the back and forth between the tour and the players and caddies?
Yeah, so this is like the really cool part about this, right? Like, PGA Tour has to cater to 152 guys or whatever it is, or 200 members, right? Like, it's hard. It's like running a bigger business. LIV's running a smaller business. There's only 48 players, and with every 4 players, there being a captain, it's like a lot of these really cool ideas that can funnel from caddies or players up to the captain, and the captain can move it on to whoever needs to get moved on to.
Right.
Or every player who comes out here and every caddy who's out here feels like they can talk to anybody that comes out here. Mm-hmm. So any high up executive at LIV, like, nobody's nervous about talking to him. Like, Greg Norman walks around and like we joke around with him and we say hello to him, and it's not like, oh gosh, that's Greg Norman. Like, there's no feel like that out here, and there never has been. Yeah. So any ideas that we have, we can bring up. And then at the end of each week, we get a survey about course conditions, hotels, our stay, our travel accommodations, everything we need. They ask 20 or something questions, and there's a blank part at the bottom. What can we do better? And like, just constantly trying to progress and be better. And like, some of the things that I brought up in the first survey, like simple things like, hey, there was only water on 12 of the 18 holes. Well, next tournament, there was water on 18 holes. Like, little stuff like that. So it's like, you feel like when you speak up, you're heard, which is great. And like, that encourages people to speak up more in whatever situation they're in. Yeah,
that's interesting. Because compared to the PGA Tour, like, the PGA Tour has been putting tournaments on for over 50 years, right? And so, I was always curious about how they were going to kind of get, a nice foundation going. So it sounds like, they're doing things like that and just learning from the players and caddies on like what they like and stuff. One more question, we'll get you out of here. What's been your favorite perk so far? Either maybe this week or that, you've just kind of like every week, you're like, man, that is really nice.
Man, there's a lot of really good perks. Do I have to just say one? Or can I give you like the whole kit and caboodle?
Yeah.
The travel stuff's really easy. It's like, I send an email of what travel stuff I want, and I like, before I even get a response, I just like refresh my American app, and boom, there's my flight. Yeah. Like, that's like a laziness thing though, that like, I find that to be like one of the best perks. But like, one of the best perks, I like what they do for dinners for the caddies outside of the golf course. So like, this week, there's no bar in our lobby or anything or any food. So one of the restaurants that's right around the corner, we have an open tab there for dinners. Oh, okay. Which just like, not that I care about going and buying a $30 dinner or whatever, but it's about like, now I go and I hang out with 15 other caddies. Mm-hmm. And I get the camaraderie of that, and I get to learn from those guys and, talk with them. And it's just fun to be around people that go through the same battle you do. And like, you get to laugh about things. It's like, oh gosh, I wanted my guy to hit a 7-iron today. I know I had the same argument with him, blah, blah, blah. Like, or how that wind switch come around 3:00. It's like, you get a cool, really cool environment like that. So that to me has been like the coolest part, that I have gotten thrown into a boys club that I got great reception from everybody that I dealt with on the PGA Tour, but it's now like you're forced into socializing with other caddies, and in a good way. Like, it's great. As long as they don't keep making fun of me for being the last one off the range every day. So, yeah.
You're going to get a nickname out of that somehow.
That's okay.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you taking some time out. Good luck to you guys this week,
Thank
Bryson, the Crushers, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Hey, we'll get you a signed Crushers hat when we win the tournament team this week.
I would display that. If you guys win this week, get the whole thing signed, players and caddies. All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.